What's good, fam? It's Mistah Kelly with Good to the Hood, talking about anything and everything that impacts the culture. And today I want to talk about, or ask a real quick question of you. Do you feel sorry for Scottie Pippen in regards to him being underpaid during that whole time he was with the Bulls? And I won't give you my answer to that, but let's go over a couple of things. So, Scottie Pippen, right? Obviously with the Chicago Bulls during the Michael Jordan era, 6 championships. Definitely Michael Jordan's right-hand man and that kind of thing. Here's the thing. Look, Scottie signed a deal. That was I believe it was 17 or 18 million. There's a documentary on this, and so this is where this is all coming from. It was an interesting documentary. So anyway, Scottie signed a deal, 17, 18 million. Now, of course, a lot of people are saying, well, it was a contract and it was whatever, and he's not hurting for money and this kind of thing. It's not the point. The point is this. Look, you got to understand the background of it. Obviously, Scottie grew up broke, broke, poverty. So somebody that's broke, you're going to sign any deal. Doesn't mean that it's where your value is at, but you're signed under, someone could argue, under duress, right? He signed a deal. And of course, at that time, he was just Scottie Pippen, didn't sign. Nobody knew that what was going to happen, where it was going to go. So that's fine. So he signed because obviously he needed to take care of himself, take care of his family. It's a great opportunity. Nobody's saying nothing about that. But what's crazy is during that time frame, Scottie Pippen was arguably blossomed in being top five basketball players of that time for sure. But his pay reflected he wasn't even paid in the same way or the same amounts or same terms as at least the top 50 at the time. So he's arguably top 5. Some would even say he's higher than top 5. Some would say he was top 3, but I'll say top 5. Okay, and his pay was just ridiculously low. It was crazy. Now, I get it. It's business. They signed a contract. They got a great deal. They got one over. Whatever. Here's the thing. Here's my argument to that. Any company or business that has any form of ethics could still bonus or give him endorsement deals or give him something. They could do a number of things. And proof of that is if you go back in time to Run DMC. Remember, Run DMC had a song called My Adidas. Now, they weren't sponsored or anything by Adidas at the time. That was just part of their swag. They wore the shoes. And because of that song, and because of how they were wearing them in the emergence of hip hop, they made Adidas shell toes extremely popular. That was free advertisement. Granted, there was no contract. They didn't ask for anything. But you know what Adidas did? Adidas acknowledged the greatness that Run DMC in the advertisement, in the marketing that they had brought to the company, that Run DMC had brought to the company. So Adidas, on their own, because they could, and because their sales went up, and because they were reaping the benefits from this group, they just went ahead and wrote them a check for $1 million. From out of nowhere. And this was back in the 80s. They just wrote them a check for $1 million because they were like, whoa, that was dope. Same basic thing. Scottie Pippen signed a crap deal. Didn't get paid his worth. They didn't know that he was going to be as big and as much of an asset as he was, right? They could have still done right by him. That's called ethics, because they made money that they didn't think they were going to make. Arguably, the Chicago Bulls, but Michael Jordan with Scottie Pippen and the rest of them, Dennis Rodman and everybody that was on that squad back then, kind of saved in many ways and maintained the popularity and thus revenue streams for the entire NBA. Definitely the Chicago Bulls made mad money. Not just because of, obviously, television, commercials, sales, popularity, blah, blah, blah. But the merch was crazy. When I was back in school, everybody was wearing Bulls. Everybody. I mean, black and red were the new colors for everybody. Right? So, I mean, so much so that as much as Michael Jordan was started to become getting paid, he was getting more from endorsements. He was getting more from Gatorade and Hanes, and his own shoes came out, Ballpark Franks, a whole bunch of stuff, right? Now imagine if they would have backed and shown Scottie Pippen some respect. He could have had a lot of the same thing going on. So, at the end of the day, do you feel sorry for Scottie Pippen? Sure. Now, don't get me wrong. He's not starving. His wife actually came out and said they're not hungry, but it's just the principle of the whole thing. If you're worth whatever arbitrary numbers, if you're worth 50 million, is it right to only give you 20? I mean, for everybody out there that's working, that feels like they're underpaid because you do so much for your job, same basic principle. And of course, your employer could go to you and say, well, you filled out the application, you asked us for a job, we didn't come knocking at your door. And although that may be true, I mean, seriously, people, we can do better than that. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Like I said, this came on the heels of this documentary. But this is Mistah Kelly with Good to the Hood. Peace.